Tumor tails, boom! Oh man, can you see that? There's like a bunch of deer over here. I don't know if you can see them in the woods there. When they start moving, you'll be able to see them here. There's a herd that hangs out. Boy, they are hard to see. There they go. There one of them goes. Anyway, see if we can get this guy. There you go. All right, so sorry, you gotta stop and appreciate stuff like that when you see it. Here they go. There's a big herd that hangs out here in the park and the cornfields where I live. It's pretty cool. 2 nights ago there was like, man, there was a ton of them. There's like 20 of them out. Gosh, today it's Thursday, April 2nd, the year of our Lord, 2020. And I'm out for like a 5-mile run. Why 5 miles today? Just, I don't know, because I decided to go 5 miles because I felt good, and about the halfway point, decided, just to stop, take a minute to reflect, like positive things that are happening right now. There are some positive things. I think we need to, every day exist in gratitude for that. And I just saw that the 2 cruise ships that were out at sea have now been given permission to, that's a sweaty head, permission to dock in Florida, which is good because there's a lot of sick people on these boats and some people who have died, so that's a good thing. I'm glad I'm alive. I'm glad I can run. That's a good thing. I am thankful for my family, and I'm thankful for every one of you out there who is going through, the struggle right now. So just an update on health. I have not yet scheduled the MRI. It's just, I'll tell you, no offense to the doctors of the world, but the hospital's the last place I want to be right now for anything. God forbid they'd find something with me and they'd keep me there. I just soon stay in quarantine right now and keep eating healthy and exercising and working on being positive. I'll tell you, positivity right now, you got to work on it. You start watching TV and you get addicted to that, new case counter, right? Like in the tragedy of what's unfolding with the number of sick people and people who are passing away from this stuff, and and other things too. But it's really, you really got to watch yourself and don't get seduced by that, because it can take you to a negative place, and that's not good. That's not good for your health. Like, your mental health has a key component to your physical well-being, in my opinion, my non-medical opinion. I'm not a doctor, not giving medical advice. Yabba dabba do. So just keep that in mind. As far as what I'm doing, I'm still taking the fenbendazole, with a bunch of other stuff, that supplements, and a lot of healthy food. Like, if you want to, like, what is the number one thing I'm taking? Good food that's healthy for you. And you know what? I'm cheating too, or treating. I call it treating. Yeah, I've had a little ice cream. Ain't gonna lie, my wife would say a lot of ice cream, but here and there, I've had a few chips. I haven't eaten a whole bag in one sitting, but there's these protein chips out there too that are like 0 carb, or like 1 carb per bag or something, like almost nothing. But mostly lots of leafy greens, cabbage, bok choy, broccoli, cruciferous vegetables, a lot of berries, blackberries, blueberries, strawberries. I've even been eating a little more citrus fruits than I normally do, and to get the vitamin C and some of the immune boosting capabilities there. I take a C, D, E, B supplement. And just to try to keep this immune system of mine, functioning at an optimum level. I mean, how's that going to hurt, right? Like, well, a lot of these pathogens, your natural immune system does a really good job cleaning them up. And if you get sick, you really want that. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out where the path is from here. You really want to make sure that you're supercharged with your immune system, and part of that isn't just the food; it's your mindset, your mental well-being too. If you're stressed out and you're living in fear, that can have a huge negative impact on your immune system's capability. So anyway, that's I won't pontificate much more on it, but that's what I'm doing. As far as any more tests, I've got some blood and DNA testing I'm going to do just to kind of get a little better picture or snapshot of my body and my genetics. As much for curiosity as anything. I don't know what exactly the benefit of doing this would be medically, but I am curious, and a couple of tests don't cost that much money, so I'm going to do it. That being said, I, like everyone, am in a cash conserving mode right now, just because of this is there's the health shock, but then there's the economic shock here, and that economic shock is as it could be as damaging. I'm not gonna say it is or isn't. It depends on the person, but it could be worse for a lot of people, because if you start living in fear of running out of money and not having a job and not knowing when you can go back to work or when you're going to have money, that causes a lot of stress, and stress is terrible for you. So stress is what your immune system has a response to stress. Your body. We've talked about this, but if you're stressed out, and the perception of stress is viewed by the body is the same as an actual threat. So if you perceive there's a saber-toothed tiger over there, ready to crouching, ready to spring on you, if I think there is one there, my body reacts the same way that if there actually was one. The problem is that, so what happens is your body it reallocates all the resources to your limbs, so you can have that fight or flight response. Now, in a short term, that's good, right? You can run away from the saber-toothed tiger. Your body's no longer worried about fighting off a virus if there's a tiger chasing you. But if there is but the problem with people, is that we perceive threats all the time, and our body is conditioned now to be in this constant state of fight or flight. So what's happening is it's reallocating resources to areas where you don't really need them, and taking away from your immune system. So there's this whole study, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, and countless others right now. This is not new anymore, but so it's really important that you find ways to practice mindfulness, to practice stress relieving, whether that be prayer, meditation, if you do yoga, running, whatever it is that helps you, release the toxic thoughts of fear. And that's not diminished that these problems aren't there. I mean, they're there, but it's how we deal with them. And that's not a perfect science. Like, every day, it kind of you start anew. Don't think just because today you conquered your demons that they're not going to be there tomorrow. Oh, they're going to be there tomorrow. They're going to be waiting for you, and they're going to be waiting to pounce on you if you let your guard down. So, so come up with one of the things one of the most effective things that I do, and I don't do it all the time, and I can always tell when I don't, is getting in the habit of practicing gratitude and having a positive focus and having a planned out intentional day. even if you're stuck at home right now, it's more important than ever to have a planned out day. You know, I'm not saying you got to have it down every 5 minutes, but you should have your day planned out so that you are on task accomplishing things, or else you wake up at 8 p.m. and you found out all you did is watch, 18 hours of True Blood or some other, garbage TV show. True Blood was garbage, but I did like it. It was gratuitous garbage. But not that that's bad, but you should plan, hey, I'm going to watch one episode of The Tiger King, today. Not all 7 or whatever it is. And then I'm going to rake the yard, do the dishes, clean the bathroom. I got 4 hours of work to do. I'm going to read for an hour, and then it's going to be 5 o'clock. I'm going to prepare dinner, and then I'm going to reward myself another hour of something, TV, read a book, go to bed. Like something like that. Then at the end of the day, you can practice positivity and you say, okay, look what I accomplished. The next morning you can wake up, okay, what am I grateful for? What am I grateful for? What is it that, 5 things, or 3 things. One thing, I'm alive. Okay, I don't have coronavirus, I'm alive. Or maybe I had it, I didn't even know, and I'm alive. It doesn't matter. This is what you can do to help get yourself out of the stress envelope. But you gotta do it every day. Plan your week out on Sunday. Okay, here's my week. Yeah, I know I might be unemployed, so what? Plan your week out. What are you gonna do that week? Maybe you allocate time to call friends. That's fine too. But whatever you do, work on it, because it doesn't just, for most people, it doesn't just happen. Most people aren't just naturally in a positive state at times like this. Okay, you're watching too much TV, reading too much garbage on the internet, and it's freaking you out. So anyway, oh my God, did I go long today. All right, I gotta get back to this run. Holy cow, this is the world's longest break. Anyway, everyone take care. Kick some ass today. We'll see you out there, all right? Boom! Scot Pekarek, Tumor Tales. I'm out of here.